Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to, hopefully for real this time, the last session of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Let's just do it. Let's just not talk. Let's just get into it, not waste any time. I don't want to drag this out. Alright. I forget what we're coming back into court for, like, what is it? Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. Oh, that's right. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused? Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting. Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings? Then I shall simply revise it. As ruling sovereign of Kurain, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia? Absentia? Whatever. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with the proceeding. She's like a little kid, just like making up rules for a game. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fay? Oh, that's right. Please approach the stand. Right, we're having Maya question. What'd you do this time, Maya? Jeez. Sorry to some you like this, Sorry, that's it, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Fay, it was my idea. And you are? That's right, they've never met. Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice, and a bit of an unreliable streak, right? Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. So why was I called here anyway? Was that it? Is that all of there? Am I under arrest again? Huh? Guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Fay, this is a trial for Dirk Sodmuddy, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But it's not exactly the reaction I was expecting. Miss Fay, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. What? Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least, that is what the defense claims. Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense. Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Majesty. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. Have we seen that face yet? I mean, I know we saw it just then, but was that the first time we saw it? This 3D rendering of this, like her being angry sprite? I don't know. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. Seems the witness does not believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Fay is lying. Apollo. Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first. Okay. You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct? Mm-hmm. I was exhausted after being held captive for so long. That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he? Oh no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things. Like what? Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of the Plume Punisher. Acting like a brat knitted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me. Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here? He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through? Oh, that? Approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief. With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup. In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but all the things that happened, I know I didn't channel Minister Inga.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him. Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know. Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time, is that correct? Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time. Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nana in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk? Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that. Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it. Mudra? Right. Guess she really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with the session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of the session. And they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want. So I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye? Of course. It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium. That's strange. You seem like the same old child as Maya to me. I'll show you, childish Nick.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes? Of course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo? Well, until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used. Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smartypants, just like Nick. Always they're at the ready with some sarcastic comeback. I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please. Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. Though, I guess there are some things that go quietly along with.
Hold it!
Sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs. Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. Wait, we're in a court of law. Yeah, I know. Then what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise? To Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. think this is about all you're going to get out of her. Yeah. Enough. The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you? Oh, evidence, huh? There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind. That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest, all my needed is her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination. What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? Not at all. Nope, I don't see how there could be, Your Majesty. I see you've got a long way to go, Apollo. Excuse me? If it were Nick, he would have tried to bluff his way through that one. But I'm not Mr. Right. I'd like to retract my previous statement. As to whether there is any proof that Minister Inga was channeled? You bet there is. Really? Well now. You're bluffing, I take it. I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Fey, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. Aha! Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. Okay. Let's just take a look at everything. Caked in soot. And I know that's... I wish I could see the rest of his body in this picture. Like, I wish I could see the bottom of him. The only thing I can think of is this, saying that, like, the clothes were burned or something. That's all I've got, man.
Take that!
Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Miss Fey, you used the minister's clothes as a cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them. Oh, she seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
Miss Faye? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Kirk Cobain, right? That is correct, in part, but there is more, much more. Inga... Oh. That is his true name. Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made in public. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No, I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. Ah, oh. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know? And didn't like... Thanks to... And... Oh, and didn't like, thanks to that last trial. I can't believe this. Apollo. I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off some wrong assumption again. Apollo? I was thinking. Yes? Since I didn't channel Mr. Inga, is it possible that someone else did? Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Garan says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye, and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. Well, I'm waiting defense, and you know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there's someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. There's just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. With pleasure. Horned Devil, who could have channeled Minister Inga? I just,
Take that!
I just kind of want to see what happens here. Preposterous. A little warning would have been nice. But I thought meting out penalties was my job. It can only be that one person.
Take that!
I just wanted to use this opportunity since we have a lot of it on the line. See if there's like a game over thing. It's probably not, right? Oh, fuck. Oh. I was hoping for... Well, maybe whenever Rafa comes up and you have to say, like, whether or not to have her do the seance or not, maybe that's when. Because that's like a story kind of thing. That's like, you choose this, you lose. If you choose wrong, you get all of them taken away. Okay, anyway. So that's lame. Oh well. Anyway, for real this time.
Take that!
Nana? Your Eminence said it yourself. That's right, Nana never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? We know this. We know this. We don't need this. We don't really. We don't need to. No. No, it's okay. We're good. No, we don't. Okay. Thank you. And then there's her benevolence statement. She said that Nana disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You are not seriously suggesting? It's the only thing that makes sense. Nana channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. And that's why Minister Inga's shoe prints were found outside his residence. And that's why only. That's gotta be it. Nana must have somehow channeled the minister. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nana isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nana to the stand. Well, Your Eminence. Very well then, let us call Nana to testify. Yes, now we can finally crack this case wide open. Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned. There is no need. Nana is in the waiting lobby. What? Nana's here? I thought she'd gone missing. It seems she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafa brought her here today. She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent? I'm betting there's more to her than her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo. And now that I can see the white hair, it's like obvious. Miss Nana, do you understand why you have been summoned here today? Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime. So this is Nana. That's quite the hairdo. Though I will say, I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this hornhead nincompoop would take me for a criminal. Nincompoop? Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nana rubbed it off on her, with all the time they spent together. You there, young hornhead. Yes? You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private quarters. I was feeling under the weather yesterday, and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Kurain. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be a culprit, it would have to be that young lass Maya Fey. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power to spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nana could channel spirits is a most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end. That Nana channeled Inga's spirit. Alright, the defense may now question the witness. I'm no spirit medium, Sonny.
Hold it!
All these dogs stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon. Was it after that you decided to take a rest? I had been feeling unwell all day, and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition. While I sympathize with you, Nana, you took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafa. She was very worried about you, you know. How very kind of her benevolence. But she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I. Except, to Rafa, Nana's not just a mere servant. To even think a mere commoner could channel spirits or slay a minister. What hogwash. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium.
Hold it!
I hear you are the head servant, isn't that right? Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not, for that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Kurain. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting or gardening. So commoners could never become a medium, no matter how hard they tried? That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead.
Hold it!
Okay then. What if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nana? Like a distant relative or something. I am from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I have never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry. Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor it'd be impossible to learn without the right training. It is as the bard one says. It also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Kurain and your country's Kurain village. Okay, well, she acknowledged that at least. Why are things falling into place like I expected? That's your first mistake, Apollo. Never expect things to fall into place. I would ask the witness to continue her testimony. After Queen Mara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left.
Hold it!
You're lying! You're Queen Amara. Queen Amara was the victim of an assassination, right? Yes. Oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins, and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate can be so cruel. Except she's actually still alive. Poor Nana's yet another follower, unwittingly praying over an empty sarcophagus. Mara, the queen who's been locked away, and her existence in this world erased. But the fact that she's still alive shackles Nahuta to Garan's will. Nahuta, the only reason you're still standing there by that woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right? We need not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness's testimony. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass, Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Miss Fey was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Minister Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him. Bah, I know nothing of that.
Objection!
Listen, you horn devil. Were you not just insinuating that it was Maya Fey who had channeled Minister Inga? My, how quickly you change your tune. No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. I'm also quick to force my biggest smile when times like these demand it. It's great that you're following my advice, Apollo. But try not to look so forced while you do, would you? Nana is right about one thing, though. Only those of the royal bloodline can be spirit mediums in Kurain. Common folk like us are out of luck. Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point one very big thing out. Oh. I think I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point one very big thing out. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Am I about to bring this up? Like, am I supposed to bring this up now? The fact that she's still alive? Okay. Is that what I'm doing? All right. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Is that what we're doing? Are we just bringing this up now? I thought it would be like a something I wouldn't just bring up in a testimony. It would be something that I would have to answer. But okay, here we go.
Objection!
Okay, yep. Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction. Except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case. Well, is the defense going to follow up on its loud objection with a sound explanation? Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nana's testimony. Go on. She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because, in Kurain, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits. I failed to see the problem in that statement, Defense. Hold on. I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Nana stated an obvious falsehood. An absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nana channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters. Come on, Apollo. Nana is Amara. Inga came running out screaming despite having been killed at 2 p.m. That would mean that Nana channeled Inga. Even though supposedly only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down to the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright, you may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think it'll give us the break we need. Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium in Kurain. Horned devil, you mustn't... Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence? Will the defense please explain who is shown in the photograph? The person in this photo is the previous queen, Amara Sigatar Kurain. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she is very much alive. What? But that's nonsense. Take a good look at the logbook in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Queen Amara still alive? Has the lawyer gone mad? While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense. Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet according to Dirk, she is actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today. But how? Oh, shut up. Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The Red Pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his forked tongue.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, prosecutor. Because he'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn, Nikita, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as...
Take that!
But that's... This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga, someone with the intimate knowledge of the divination seance, the medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person and you've got a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nana. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along.
Objection.
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell. Oh my, such frightening allegations. Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives. And is actually Miss Nana here? You have gone truly off the deep end. You have truly gone off the deep end. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence. If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct? I can deny it no longer. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nana, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago. Finally. We finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nana, no, Amara Sigatar Kurain. Please drop the act and tell us what really happened. Oh dearie me, I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hornhead. Whoa! I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Kurain. It is I, Amara Sigatar Kurain, your former queen. Queen Amara? And I thought Garon's makeover was extreme. Can it really be true? You're alive and well? It is true. I feel as if I have been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I have caused all of you a great deal of distress. Ho 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 ho. Amara, I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Garon. I am safe now. Or Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life, will be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer. Queen Amara, what? What does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago? I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survived, I knew that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister Garon. But the building of that great tomb, and disguising yourself as a lowly servant, why would you do such a thing? Garon, I would have you explain. I wished for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant, right in plain sight. I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is quite It is quite a humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regular duties. I just want to see... her hands. But those days of peace have ended. Can you open your eyes already? And it's all because of you, Hornhead. You should consider yourself lucky that it all ends with this. If there is something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are, you won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer. What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A Grand Priestess of Khurainism? You can't do that. She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people. If you commit the crime, you'd better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god. I've never met such an egalitarian person. Okay. I know that word, but it's just I don't get a chance to say these words very often. Queen Amara. In your years disguised as Nana, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder. So you knew you could dress as Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right? Oh ho 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 ho. What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer? Me. The one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself. You may be a grand figure in Khurainism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of murder most foul? Please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. The lawyer knows not what he speaks. Fear not, good Majesty, for this is a sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priestess, on this stand I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusation with grace and benevolence. Your compassion overfloweth your mercifulness. Oh, young lawyer. In my benevolence I must warn you that your assertions suffer from a tragic flaw. Huh? There's a flaw? Nahuta. Yes, your mercifulness? Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered? Dirk Sodmati, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga. I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not? Do not keep the defense waiting, Nahuta. Explain how wrong he truly is. Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa, saw Minister Inga enter the tomb at around 2:30 p.m. Yet you, defense, claimed that the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh yeah. Had she tried to exit before you arrived, Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense? No, she wasn't. Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Well, that was entertaining. Prosecutor Sadmati. Assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name. You wish me to take over? Yes. Prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, and bear it you must. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, Your Eminence. And there you have it, Your Majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of this sacred hall to your authority once more. Why, thank you, Your Eminence. Now then, Your Mercifulness, your testimony, if you please. Now, I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the throne once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from the sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmati for his crimes. Oh, such marvelous testimony. You are truly a treasure, Your Mercifulness. This, too, is but the grace of Her Holiness. Is but by the grace. No doubt, my unmasking here today was her will as well. Oh my. The Holy Mother, you say? Yes. Surely Her Holiness has guided me to the witness stand. And to the purity of truth. That fucking tiger. Oh, how magnificent, Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth. Praise be for Queen Amara, blessing upon her mercifulness. Where did those animals even come from? Now then, the defense may question the witness. But remember, she is a grand priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony. So those animals gonna like beat her up whenever I prove her ass wrong. What if the tiger like rips her head off? Hang on, just in case. This might be one of those situations where I'm only allowed to press certain things. Just in case. Sometimes that happens in Ace Attorney, it's shitty. My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous. And high-handed, if I may say so. Nahuta was right to call you putrid-minded. Surely even the monkeys of Mount Pony's holy waterfalls could devise a better theory. Surely you can steal better insults than Nahuta's best. Now then, to all of you gathered in the Sacred Hall, need I remind you? I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder.
Hold it!
Well, maybe you were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you'd have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... There is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within. Could discover the final hope, my continued corporeality. You completely lost me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared to open it because they were too scared of its curse. Now, will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus. I would have been in the tomb once I stopped channeling.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good. But that very truth refutes your theory. even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb. The moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene. Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at the time were Dirk Sadmati and Maya Fey. Be it in this life or the next, there is no escaping such simple truths.
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today. A reason? Ah, perhaps... Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life. What's this?
Objection!
No, it's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim, "It wasn't me, you must believe me." It was my duty as a wife to her husband. To bend an ear to him, was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me. That's why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me. That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless. Do you understand me now, lawyer? This is bad. The judge isn't going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... For normal people? Ah, maybe... Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder. Very well, Defense. Do explain. I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb? She clung to the ceiling. She would have to have channeled someone. That's the only thing I can think of. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else. Why, I believe that actually makes sense. What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder? Yes, we've already established that that's what we're trying to say. What the? How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, Defense? You will retract your last statement, or face immediate execution. No, good Majesty. It is quite alright. Koreanism also teaches that we must respond to all at all times with responded principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You have something to counter with? Indeed. Now, you are listening. Are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Sorry, I'm just thinking about choosing she clung to the ceiling. And that was Minister Inga, the only others there right after the murder. The only others there right after his murder were Dirk and Miss Fey. Ah. Had I channeled Inga as you allege. What? Well, the outcome would have been quite odd to say the least. For beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared.